For generations, the appearance of grey hair has been seen as an inevitable sign of aging. Many people notice their first silver strands in their 30s or 40s. This change in hair color is a natural part of life. We often associate it with wisdom and experience. However, society also places a high value on youthfulness. This has led to a massive industry of hair dyes and products designed to cover up the grey. People spend billions of dollars each year to maintain their original hair color. This really shows how much we care about looking young. But what if we could do more than just hide the grey? What if we could actually reverse it? The desire to turn back the clock on our hair is not just about vanity. It is about understanding a fundamental biological process. Scientists have long been curious about why our hair loses its pigment. They wanted to know the exact mechanism that causes this change. For a long time, the common belief was that we simply run out of the cells that make color. This idea suggested that the process was permanent and irreversible. Recent discoveries, however, are challenging this old way of thinking. Researchers are finding that the story is much more complex and surprisingly more hopeful than we ever imagined. Today is September 8, 2025, and we stand at an exciting new frontier in hair science. Groundbreaking research is beginning to unlock the secrets behind why hair turns grey. This new knowledge is not just explaining the why, but also showing us the how. Scientists are identifying the specific cellular events that lead to a loss of pigment. This detailed understanding is paving the way for potential treatments. The goal is no longer just to mask the grey, but to restore the hair's natural color from the root. This shift in focus could change how we view and manage the aging process entirely. It offers a glimpse into a future where grey hair might be optional. Imagine a world where you could address the root cause of grey hair, instead of just covering the symptom. This is the promise that modern science is beginning to offer. The latest studies provide a clear roadmap of what happens inside our hair follicles as we age. They show us that the components needed for hair color might still be present, just not in the right place or functioning correctly. This insight is a game changer. It suggests that reversing grey hair is not science fiction. It is a real possibility that scientists are actively working toward. This essay will explore these amazing discoveries and what they mean for all of us. A major breakthrough came from a 2023 study at New York University. Researchers published their findings in the journal Nature. They identified a key reason why hair turns grey. The problem lies with special cells called melanocyte stem cells, or MCSCs. These cells are responsible for producing melanin, which is the pigment that gives our hair its color. In our youth, these stem cells are very mobile. They travel between different compartments within the hair follicle. This movement is crucial for them to mature and receive the signals they need to make pigment. This process ensures that new hair grows out with its natural color. As we get older, something goes wrong with this elegant system. The NYU study found that the melanocyte stem cells get stuck. They become trapped in a part of the hair follicle called the bulge. When they are stuck in this location, they cannot mature properly. They also cannot receive the right signals from the body to produce melanin. It is like a factory worker getting stuck in a break room and never making it to the assembly line. The cells are still there, but they are in the wrong place to do their job. As a result, the new hair that grows from the follicle lacks pigment, appearing grey or white. This discovery is incredibly important. It changes our understanding of grey hair. It is not that the stem cells disappear completely, as was once thought. Instead, they are simply immobilized. This finding offers a tangible target for new treatments. If the cells are just stuck, maybe there is a way to get them moving again. The researchers at NYU tested this very idea. In experiments with mice, they were able to successfully nudge these trapped stem cells. They encouraged them to move out of the bulge and resume their normal journey within the follicle. The results in the mouse models were astonishing. When the scientists managed to unstick the trapped melanocyte stem cells, the mice began to grow colored hair again. Their fur regained its natural pigment. This demonstrated for the first time that the graying process could potentially be reversed by targeting these specific cells. While this research is still in its early stages, it provides a clear and promising path forward. The success in mice gives scientists a strong foundation to explore how a similar approach could one day work for humans. It is a foundational step toward developing a true anti-graying treatment. Another fascinating piece of the puzzle comes from a 2021 study at Columbia University. This research looked at the connection between psychological stress and grey hair. Scientists have long suspected a link, but this study provided some of the first concrete evidence in humans. The researchers used a special imaging technique to analyze individual hairs from volunteers. They were able to map out the pigment along the length of each hair strand. This allowed them to see changes in hair color over time, almost like reading the rings of a tree. They then compared these hair pigment patterns to stress diaries kept by the volunteers. The findings were remarkable. The study showed that periods of high stress were directly linked to a loss of hair pigment. In some cases, hairs that were already pigmented turned gray during a stressful event. This confirmed the long-held belief that stress can indeed make you go gray. But the most surprising discovery was what happened next. When the volunteers' stress levels decreased, something amazing occurred. Some of the gray hairs actually regained their color. This process, known as repigmentation, showed that stress-induced graying is not always permanent. The hair follicles were able to start producing pigment again once the source of stress was removed. The Columbia team dug deeper to understand how this was possible. They analyzed the proteins inside the different colored sections of the hairs. They found that the changes in color were linked to shifts in proteins related to cell metabolism. Specifically, stress appeared to affect the mitochondria, which are the powerhouses of our cells. These changes disrupted the function of the melanocytes that produce pigment. When the stress subsided, the cell's metabolic function seemed to recover. This allowed the melanocytes to get back to work and restore color to the hair. It was a clear biological link between our state of mind and our hair color. This research adds a new dimension to our understanding of gray hair. It shows that, at least in some cases, the graying process can be reversed naturally. Reducing stress might be a key factor. While we cannot expect all our gray hairs to disappear after a relaxing vacation, this study is very encouraging. It suggests that lifestyle interventions like mindfulness, exercise, and getting enough sleep could play a role in slowing down or even partially reversing graying. It highlights that the hair follicle is a dynamic system that can respond to changes in our overall health and well-being, offering hope for non-invasive ways to maintain our natural hair color. While new research offers hope for reversal, we know that genetics play the biggest role in when we go gray. Our genes largely determine the timeline for losing hair pigment. Scientists have even identified specific genes, like IRF4, that are linked to the graying process. This is why some families tend to go gray very early, while others keep their natural hair color well into their later years. This genetic blueprint sets the baseline for our hair's aging process. For a long time, it was thought that we had no control over this inherited timeline. However, we now understand that other factors can influence it significantly. Our overall health is one of these major factors. Certain medical conditions can accelerate the graying process. For instance, deficiencies in essential vitamins and minerals can starve the hair follicles of the nutrients they need to produce pigment. A lack of vitamin B12, iron, or copper can lead to premature graying. Thyroid disorders can also disrupt the hormones that regulate hair follicle function. The good news is that graying caused by these issues can sometimes be slowed or even partially reversed. If a doctor identifies and treats the underlying health problem, the hair follicles may be able to resume normal pigment production. Our daily habits and environment also have a powerful impact. Lifestyle choices can either protect our hair color or speed up its disappearance. For example, research has shown that smokers are about 2.5 times more likely to go gray before the age of 30 compared to non-smokers. The toxins in cigarette smoke create oxidative stress, which damages the melanocyte stem cells. Similarly, prolonged exposure to UV radiation from the sun and pollutants in the air can harm hair follicles. These environmental stresses generate free radicals that deplete the cells responsible for producing melanin, causing hair to lose its color sooner than it would have otherwise. This knowledge empowers us to take proactive steps. While we cannot change our genes, we can influence our health and lifestyle. Paying attention to sudden or very early graying is important. A visit to the doctor can help rule out any underlying medical conditions. A simple blood test can check for vitamin deficiencies or thyroid issues. Making healthier choices, like eating a balanced diet rich in antioxidants, avoiding smoking, and protecting our hair from the sun, can also help. These actions support the health of our hair follicles and may help preserve our natural hair color for longer. As our scientific understanding grows, new treatments are beginning to emerge. The cosmetic industry is already developing products based on the latest research. One such ingredient is a peptide called palmitoyl tetrapeptide 20, also known by its brand name, Grayverse. This peptide is designed to mimic a natural signal in the body that stimulates melanin production. A 2023 case report showed promising results, with one person experiencing over 90% repigmentation after 5 months of use. Another product, Darkanal, is a serum that combines peptides and antioxidants to support melanocyte function. While these products are available, more large-scale studies are needed to confirm how well they work for everyone. These cosmetic treatments are just the beginning. The real excitement lies in the therapeutic solutions being developed in research labs. Scientists are building on the discoveries from New York University and Columbia University. They are working on ways to directly target the underlying causes of grey hair. The ultimate goal is to create a treatment that can unstick the trapped melanocyte stem cells, just like they did in the mouse studies. This would allow the cells to move again and resume their job of producing pigment. Such a treatment would be a true reversal of the graying process, not just a temporary fix. Researchers are optimistic about the timeline for these future therapies. They hope to begin human trials for new treatments by 2030. These treatments could take the form of micro-injections directly into the scalp or a topical gel that is applied to the skin. The focus will be on developing a method that is both effective and safe for long-term use. Any new treatment will need to go through rigorous testing and receive approval from regulatory agencies. The journey from the lab to the clinic is long, but the scientific foundation is strong. The possibility of a medical treatment for grey hair is now closer than ever before. In the meantime, we can focus on what we can control right now. A healthy lifestyle is our best defense against premature graying. Reducing stress through mindfulness and exercise, eating a diet full of fruits and vegetables, and getting enough sleep can all support the health of our hair follicles. Certain supplements, like vitamin D, copper, and B12, may also be helpful, especially if a deficiency is present. The future of hair color is bright. Science is unlocking the secrets inside our hair follicles, and with each new discovery, we get one step closer to a world where going grey is a choice, not an inevitability.